You alright? This is a pilot episode called Taxidermy Tales, Episode 1, Skin in the Game, right? It's what I'm going to do is because, like, you all know that I've been right. I've also not wrote any form of script for this, which might be abundantly clear. But one of the things you know is that I make things out of dead rats and dead animals all the time. One of the things you might not know is that sometimes, quite a lot of the time, I also write stupid stories for them to make them seem like they're people with complicated lives. And then I put them on my website to try and help sell them. And also to give you something funny to laugh at when you're scrolling through my page. Like you can see something mad made out of skin and be like, look at that, and then read the story and hopefully get a proper laugh and all. Hopefully as well, by hearing stuff that I've written like this, might encourage you to try me books, because I put a new book out recently, but this is already going to feel like it's advertising something, and most of these things I'm going to be telling you about sold over the past 8 years. So this is just a way of me trying to reuse stuff I've already done to try and somehow, hopefully, maybe monetize my YouTube account, because I've been doing YouTube now for 7 years. Got about 5,000 subscribers, and it's still not enough people watching. It's people don't want to watch, a minute of me talking about a dead rat. So maybe, hopefully, this is going to be something people enjoy. So I'm calling it Taxidermy Tales because the tales is pun on the thing. But we'll get right into it, eh? So the first one, I'm going to, as you can see by this, these cycling images, slideshows, as many would come. If you're listening on Spotify, you can go and find this on YouTube. This will be put out at the same time, hopefully, maybe give or take an hour, because for some reason, my podcast host exists in a time zone that doesn't exist in the real world, which is really irritating. But again, I'm getting sidetracked, and I don't want to be doing that. This is a slideshow of ball flickers, and I have thrown in one little extra at the end just as a little teaser maybe for a next episode. So the first one, we got Abby the ball flicker, and she was made from duckling skin. And Abby's story goes like this. Abby is a brilliant singer. Every Thursday she does a little bit of illegal busking next to a local industrial estate, but she's always done before 7 p.m, just in time for the new episode of her favourite radio show, Truth Seeking. As soon as the show is finished, she'll write a new song. Usually, they're about the many forklift drivers she's been watching at the industrial estate. There was a crowdfunder in 2014 to help set up a speed dating night for her to be able to meet a forklift driver. But unfortunately, she feigned an illness and missed the event. She's hoping to hire a flatbed and host a portable festival, so if she feels nervous around the forklift drivers, she can easily leave. But her ex-girlfriend said in an interview that Abby's always had the fantasy of being lifted off a flatbed by a forklift. I wouldn't be surprised if she wore 4 thermal vests to make herself faint on the van. But, breakups can be tricky, so I'd take that with a pinch of salt. And then back then, I also used to describe the ball flickers with these lines at the bottom, which I'm not going to read every time, but I feel like it sets the scene for what a ball flicker is. If you don't know what a ball flicker is, it's a ball of something made from skin attached to a spring. That's it. Always with a googly eye, maybe with a fake tooth, sometimes with a chick beak, sometimes a little duckling beak. But I've always thought to myself, yeah, the Muppets was great, but what if Jim Henson had been introduced to a bag of spice early on in his career? Introducing ball flickers. All the fun of the farm with none of the clean-up. Furry, feathery, and at times scaly little heads, each attached to a spring for all your ball flicking needs. Now, as with actual testicles, it's best not to flick them too hard, as they're just hollowish sacks of skin. But they're fun. I really like these, so I'm going to make more. And fuck me, did I make more. I've made loads of these cunts. Some of them seem to have just been deleted and lost to the annals of time on my website, but this encourages me to make more, because now I can use it as this sort of like content or something like this. I also realise as I'm looking down the camera like this, I should be aiming all of this down the camera, but it's actually quite difficult. So I'm going to have to put the text here, I think, to be able to do that and make it look like it's actually coming down the camera to you. Jumping into the next one, we got Barry the ball flicker. Barry the ball flicker is made of mink skin. Barry always wanted to be a fisherman's wife, but he refuses to become a woman. It's made him a very, very sad person, leaving him to hoard broken drum kits. There was a rumour in his old block of flats that he'd tell everyone he was a, quote, fisherman's friend, which he thought was mint. But when a neighbour asked him if it was true, it broke his fantasy world and he ended up moving out. His room was full of fishnets, small boys, and camera equipment. And you'll notice a theme with my ball flickers and the other bits. A lot of them are paedophiles because it's funny. So you can see there he's made I'm pretty sure that's mink skin. Some of these are from like 5-6 years ago, so it's some of them I'm trying to figure out what they are made from. There's a couple that are a bit like, oh fuck me, that could be all sorts of stuff. And one of them at the end definitely is all sorts of stuff. But I don't want to ruin the surprise for you. So, moving on. Next up we got Connor the ball flicker. He's made of mouse ears, a chick beak, and rat skin. So you can see the mouse ear there to the side above the ear. Connor has always had a problem with anyone called Sarah. He doesn't know what it is. He underwent a regressive hypnosis session, and it turns out 4 lives ago his ex-wife was called Deborah, but her sister was called Sarah, and she had a pet owl that once bit him. His soul had clung to that, and since they've worked on the mental health, he's actually shagged 5 Sarahs, but he's shit scared of tawny owls. But as his dad used to say, swings and roundabouts. He never knew what it meant. His dad had severe dementia, and that was the only words he could ever say towards the end, just in altering tones dependent on his emotional state. But Connor has found solace being able to assign it to something in his life, and it's brought them a lot closer together, even though his dad is long since dead. And I really like the idea of that. Like I like the idea that, Dad, what do you want for tea? Swings and roundabouts. You're like, oh, okay, all right. Swings and roundabouts. Or if he's being really sincere, like he's at a funeral and he's like, oh, fucking hell, we're here today, gathered today to bury Dave. Tig Biddy Dave, he's fucked, he's dead in the ground. Does anyone have any final words? And this guy's dad, Connor's dad, stands there and he's like, obviously he's just a head on a spring as well, bobbling back and forth like this, waving around in the wind. Swings and roundabouts, swings and roundabouts, swings and roundabouts, swings and roundabouts, like that, and everyone just little round of applause, you know, from all of the people there, going, "Oh fuck me, Connor, how do you put up with him?" And do you know what I mean? It's just a nice thought, innit? Moving on to the next one. The next one along, we got Emma the ball flicker. She was made out of a chick beak and maybe rat, maybe hamster. And there's quite possibly, I didn't want to put it in the description here because I'm not 100% sure, but to me, over this bit, this is difficult because it's mirrored the thing. There we go. The little yellow bit at the top there could be chick skin, most likely chick skin. Could be duckling skin, but I think it's chick skin. But it could be rat, could be hamster. Hard to tell, because this one was made quite a while ago. Emma, short story. Emma is a big lover of fast food. She eats it morning, noon, and night. She doesn't have a lot of money. She's just particularly good at budgeting. And I like the idea that that's how someone could live. Do you know what I mean? Like, they can't pay the gas and electric, but they're like, well, I don't have to pay the gas and electric if I just eat takeaways. And I could buy a big takeaway, which is cheaper than buying 2 smaller takeaways, and make that last for breakfast, dinner, and tea the next few days, which is possible. We all do that if we get a takeaway pizza. Moving swiftly on to Gavin the ball flicker. We got Gavin. Gavin's made out of rat skin and almost a full baby chicken's beak, you can see there. So again, if you are listening to this on Spotify, hop on over to YouTube. You can see the video version of this. You can see me face. If you're already watching this on YouTube, this is a redundant advert. Do you know what I mean? But we got to get something in there so everyone knows this is new. Gavin's favourite thing in the world is pretending to be a dash cam. Every evening he will pretend to plug himself into a computer and tell everyone he's documenting his drives for the day. Yeah guys, I'm just documenting my drives for the day. That's all I'm doing, yep. Like that, straight into the fucking, sucks his finger into the USB slot of his computer. Yeah. Just updating the drives. Gotta tell everybody what drives I've been on. Couple dangerous drivers today. You're like, Gavin, you've not even left the house, mate. There's no reason for this at all. But I'm just documenting. I've got to document it. Everyone needs to know where I've been. Hey, the police have said if I document this, they'll send me a couple of quid if I find any dangerous drivers. But Gavin, you can't even drive. He's like, that doesn't matter. AI's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? He's just one of them at Bell End, basically. Moving on again, we got Philip. Philip's made out of a bit of a chick's beak, rat skin, and what I'm pretty sure is the tip of a rat's tail. Can't imagine it's a mouse's tail. Looks a bit too chunky for my liking to be a rat's tail. To be a mouse tail, I apologise. Philip used to be a forger. He specialised in fake MOT certificates, but since the digital revolution in the mechanical world, He's been blindsided. He makes a few pennies a week by printing fake awards for school children to impress their parents, but he's slowly running out of schools as teachers are catching on to his little scheme. He has his eyes set on developing a new industry in cycling proficiency, but he just needs a cash injection to afford the paper with the correct thickness. And if anyone's ever dealt with printers and paper, we all know what that's like to get the right paper thickness. Fucking nightmare. Get that GSM right. Fucking, you know what I mean? I don't know if we'll ever do any follow-ups to these, these people. What would be interesting to know, for me, for my brain, I'd be very interested to know if I ever end up repeating myself in any of these descriptions, because I very much write them without really paying attention to a word I'm writing, which is what's mint about it to me. Like, this is like, I come up with these as like, I just go, I need to write something, so I'll just make up that he was a forger, he was making fake MOT certificates. I don't know how or why. A lot of people say I'd love to get inside your brain. Maybe this is a means of you getting inside my brain for seeing and understanding how my brain works and how I work around the taxidermy. Moving on to Willie the ball flicker. He was made from a bit of mink skin and duckling skin. Now, Willie is a lover. Willie loves to be held. Sometimes you might even catch Willie serenading the birds back. His mum used to bully him about it as a kid because she was slightly deranged. She always believed that he was trying to patronise the songbirds because he would purposely whistle out of tune. Willie says it's because he didn't want to get the birds' hopes up, but Willie's mum says he was trying to come across as easy to the birds by trying to appear ugly. And I do like the idea that Willie's mum is like, look, if you're going to try and fuck these thrushes, you need to at least be a good whistler. If you're whistling out of tune, these birds aren't going to want to have sex with you, Willie. They're never even going to, you're never going to, I don't know, I'm not even sure what a thrush does. I don't think it's like fish. I know that fish have to come on each other's eggs to be able to do that. I think birds physically have sex, don't they? So Willie would have to slick it up a blue tit or whatever. But which, I wouldn't suggest. No one should be doing that. But Willie's not real. Willie's a ball flicker, so that's okay to say. And his mum didn't want him coming across as easy. And then little see, they're going to be short, these, which is nice. This is Sandra. Now Sandra's a portrait. A portrait is something a bit different to a ball flicker. I'll introduce you to the idea of a portrait. So a portrait is basically a little square of all different skins to make a face, and then that face would be made up of all different creatures, as I say. But the idea behind the stories of the portraits had a bit more of a theme. So it was the idea that they'd paid this fake person had paid me to make a picture of them or one of their loved ones, and then they get the picture. But the idea was these people had never paid me for them, so I'd done my time and made the picture of this person that's supposed to be sat in front of me in the room, and then this person never paid for it, or the person who was supposed to have paid for it never paid for it. So then I offer it to you, the people who like me taxidermy. Each portrait, I'll read from the website now verbatim, each portrait is made from various pieces of skin and come equipped with a magnet, so you can pop it on your fridge, destroy your computer monitor, the choice is yours. I don't know why I'm obsessed with people destroying the computer monitors with magnets. I have no idea why that's in my head so often. But here's the little story for Sandra the portrait. As you can see, Sandra's made out of a rat, mouse, bit of duckling. The duckling's like above the teeth. This is mink up here on the head, the top of the head. Bit of rat over here. Bit of rabbit by the left-hand tooth. What our left as we look at it, that bit of discoloration there, that's rabbit. I can actually see that lighter colour of the tooth to the right, that'll be mouse. And then to the right of that will be rat, because the fur's different in it. It's a different density of fur. Sandra popped by the other day to have a portrait done. She wore a purple kimono with nothing underneath, which I thought was wildly inappropriate for our session. She then didn't make a single pass at me. Instead, she spent the whole time moaning to me about her work life and how the other managers at her office aren't as suited to the position as she is, and that she should be their manager as well. She kept trying to whop her breast out onto her lap, but I kept saying it was pointless as I was only doing her face. After the third attempt at slipping a nipple out, she stormed off saying the whole thing was stupid and she only wanted to have a portrait done because she'd heard Fran couldn't afford to have one done. Sandra never paid for her portrait, so I'm offering it to you. Obviously, a portrait's gone. This is from years ago, but yeah, I like the idea that we don't know who Fran is either. Who's Fran? Is Fran going to be another portrait? Is Fran a real person? Is Fran just a figment of Sandra's imagination? Nobody knows me. Now, hopefully you've enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Is it good? Is it shit? Is it funny? Is it boring? Is it very self-indulgent? Who knows, mate? I've really got no idea what to expect from feedback on this, of what you might think of it. So it would be nice to know. Drop a like on it. Leave a comment if you listen. Whether you're listening, wherever you're listening to or watching this, leave a comment. That helps, supposedly. Anyway, comment on someone else's comment as well. Answer someone else's comment, so they've got to come back to the thing. That helps across the board, generally on social media. If you want more stuff, join the Patreon, because there's loads of stuff on the Patreon. There's over 300 exclusive episodes. There's loads of stuff on there. I've got the other subscription services as well if you want other videos. But, we don't really talk about that very much. If the people that want to find that can find that, don't worry. But the Patreon doesn't get a lot of support, really. It gets a bit, but not a lot. So I think you'll like what's on there. Who knows, though? Not a lot of taxidermy stuff, I'll be honest. That might be what puts people off. It's just a means of me getting the noise out of my head, so it's no longer in my brain anymore. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, follow, all that shite. Saying all that makes me feel dirty. I hope you enjoyed this in some way or other. Or let me know if you thought it was shit. Or fucking see you in a bit, mate.